Here's the big question. Are robots and AI going to come for your job, or are they going to be your new tireless coworker? Here's the thing. AI is already starting to displace, to disrupt some jobs out in the job market. And in the future, it actually looks like that trend is going to accelerate. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about it. I don't want you to freak out yet. We're going to go through some statistics, and then we'll get to the good news at the end of the video. Let's take a look at this Reddit comment, which is on r/chatGPT. All right, I'm going to read a little bit of this. It might be a little bit long, but it's worth hearing. It says, well, this is it. I was just informed from my boss in HR that my entire profession is being automated away. For context, I work production in local news. So recently there's been developments in AI systems that can do 100% of the production side of things, which is direct, audio operate, graphic operate, all the jobs that are now done in one swoop. This has apparently been developed by a company called QA. For the last decade, I've been working in local news. I've garnered skills that I thought would be able to, I would take with me into retirement. Now, for almost 30 years, all those opportunities are gone in an instant. And the only person that's keeping a job is my manager, who's going to overlook the system and do maintenance if needed. So that's 20 jobs lost and zero gained for our station. This is something that I think some people have seen kind of coming down the pike, but a lot of people have just sort of been like, well, even if AI and robots could do this, like surely my boss or my company, is going to want to protect real human jobs. It would value human capital and they would never let this happen. Clearly, though, we're starting to see that in many sectors, that's not going to be the case. And I have to say, this sort of fits, it goes in line with something that we discussed in a recent clip where we talked about Figure and BMW. Figure is a humanoid robot, and BMW, I'm talking about the car company, they're collaborating with each other to see if those robots can work on the line in those factories and actually do the work of humans. Go watch that clip if you missed it. But this falls in line with a trend that I think we will see accelerating, which is there will be humans directing robots and AI. And if this is a true story here, we're already seeing that. We're going to have a manager who's supervising a bunch of artificial intelligence, basically doing jobs that humans used to do. Chubby over on X actually rounded up a few of these. Let's get to another one. Somebody's saying, this is the new economy. Training models. I work in medical management, and right now there's half a dozen companies shilling basic trained ChatGPT API bots. So Anthropic has HIPAA options, and we employ hundreds of people. This would impact doctor offices to call centers. We'll see where it goes, but I know that the web dev team have stopped using external contractors for content and development. We can just do it all internally with a 3-man team, where 5 years ago we had close to 10. I'll be the only one left soon as these models learn to code the right way. If you're watching this video and you haven't pre-ordered my course, AI and I, which helps you understand the opportunities and the threats that AI brings to the future and maybe to your job, then you need to pre-order it while it's still on sale. It's linked up down below. It's funny because even in my own profession, I was thinking like, hey, content creator, that's going to be something that people are going to want to connect with. My job is going to be relatively safe. It's funny because I've seen my mentality shift as I've seen tools come down the pipeline as well. You have companies who are making it possible for you to create a quote unquote digital twin, which is something that looks like you, sounds like you. And so far, at the moment, I'm not super worried about that because number one, I would just end up using it if it got really good, right? And leverage it to make more content, maybe on a third channel or something like that. I wouldn't be left behind by it. I would find a way to adapt and make it useful to myself and to my audience, potentially, if it was useful to me and or my audience. But right now, it's not there, right? It doesn't look quite right, doesn't sound quite right. It's not something that I could actually set out and unleash on its own. It would require a lot of supervision, which actually would take away time that I'm actually creating content that earns me money. So we're not quite there yet, but I'm starting to see how that could change and potentially change fairly rapidly. I want to finish this out a little bit. Here's somebody who says, I'm an auditor for a very large insurance company. The company have recently started training AI bots to be able to take claims calls, and they're scarily good at it. We employ probably over 20,000 phone-based staff. They're going to be up a creek, basically, and they'll probably come after me and other departments. So also going to be up a creek. The comments keep going, and you can just see this is going to happen to a lot of jobs. Also high skilled jobs like tax consultants. Another person pops in, top 5%er, and says, at this point, I think almost any job that is done mostly or entirely on a computer is at risk. The only jobs that feel safe for the next couple decades are ones that require some element of manual labor. Really, nobody has any idea what's coming, at least not your average person. We'll put it like that, because physical jobs that require labor, that certainly is going to be something that's at risk. It may be one of the first things to go. Actually, the long and the short of it is, as you look at these key stats here, AI is indeed going to come for jobs. How many? I don't think we can actually say, but look at this. 300 million jobs could be lost to AI. 44% of companies are using or planning to use AI already. Believe that there's going to be some layoffs in 2024. It's already almost 2025, so these stats are a little bit old, but we're obviously seeing that happen. By the end of the decade, 14% of workers may be forced into a career change due to AI. 14% of workers have been displaced by their jobs already due to AI. 60% of jobs in advanced economies are at risk of being replaced by AI, but just 26% of jobs in low-income countries are similarly exposed. Well, what's the deal here? What should you believe? What should you plan for? What should you prepare for? Well, this is something that I'm diving deep into in my AI&I course. So the real answer is nobody 100% knows. I'm involved in the AI industry, so I have more insight than some people. But even I don't know everything. I'm not like a prophet about it. But I can say there's several plausible futures that AI could bring about. And there's some things that are going to be true no matter what the future is that ends up playing out. And we're probably going to have a mix of some of those various potential futures. And so there are things that you can do to prepare, to plan, to not be caught unaware. Now's the time. If your job feels somewhat safe right now, then do some learning, sign up for the course. It's in pre-order right now, so you can actually save some money if you get it now. It's only $99. Eventually, it's going to be $150 when it launches in about a month. So that's good. If you're already feeling a bit of the pain now, then it still isn't too late. This is something that's not going away, and it's going to continue to accelerate, I think. We don't know the exact pace, but I think that there's also a lot of opportunity. I'll just end on sort of a positive note here. And a lot of people aren't feeling this yet. And they're like, yeah, it's not affecting me, until one day I think it will. Hey, if you don't know about my newsletter, it's free. It comes out on Fridays. It doesn't waste your time, but it fills you in on everything worth knowing about Apple and the tech world, including AI stuff. I think this guy actually had a pretty good take. He's like, AI is not going to take everyone's jobs. Let's be real. What's actually going to happen is the human touch is going to be worth its weight in gold in the future. When a single prompt can spit out a track, live acts and real bands are going to hit harder than ever. Trust me, as prompt to video tech blows up, live theater is about to flex its status, exclusive, top tier, luxury vibes, jazz clubs, underground poetry readings, etc. We're going to see a rise of live painting as a full-blown performance art, and that's going to become mainstream. I can already picture schools busing in kids just to catch a glimpse of real human creativity, raw, unfiltered, instead of homeworks like watching a movie on Netflix or documentary. Human-made art's about to go premium, mega luxurious, almost untouchable, handwritten books, custom-made crafts. Anything touched by human hands will be the new holy grail of pop culture. Give it a decade, even less, and that'll be the game. Totally possible that diving into and going full bore into the human side of your craft or whatever it is that you're interested in could end up being kind of a strategic moat in the future. I think when imagination has become so commoditized and AI is creating songs, it is creating videos, even Hollywood is going to be at risk here soon. There's a reason why the guilds are getting together and saying, you can't use AI, we don't want AI. And I'm not even getting into the ethics of this, like what should we do? This is just happening to the world. No one took a vote on it. And so all we can do is adapt and prepare the best that we can. I do think that leaning into your humanity could be something that becomes very valuable. A lot of people disagree about this. I've had a lot of conversations with very smart people, and nobody is landing on exactly the same predictions in terms of what is coming down the pike. So this is a dense, deep topic. I just want you to be aware, if you're following me, if you're within my sphere of influence, that you do probably want to do some sort of preparation because already certain jobs are not just at risk of exposure to AI. I think that is going to happen no matter what. And in some instances, that's going to mean AI will be more of a coworker and make you more productive. But in several other instances, fortunately and unfortunately, I would say, we're going to see some jobs automated away. I say fortunately, by the way, because I think maybe there's an opportunity to do something that you like better. anyways. And this may be the kick in the pants that you need to go out and pursue that. So actually, the Great Onboarding is a great resource for that as well. Aside from the upcoming course on AI and being prepared for the opportunities and the potential disruption, we've got courses in there on creating an effective side hustle. Creativity is coming up, lots of good stuff. So dive into it, be prepared, and let me know your thoughts as well.